In this video, we are going to be breaking down exactly what bid strategies are in Google Ads and how you can use them to generate more revenue from your campaign. Now, the type of bid strategy you choose is going to vary depending on that campaign goal, but choosing the right bid strategy can be the difference between you having a profitable campaign versus a non-profitable campaign that bleeds money. Now, getting straight into things, at its core, a bid strategy in Google Ads is simply telling that campaign how to spend your budget in order to achieve a specific goal. So for example, if you want to generate more purchases or leads or demos, calls, choosing the right bid strategy is going to optimize that campaign to achieve that in the best possible way. Now, the problem is most media buyers, when choosing the right bid strategy, do not factor in things like the campaign type, structure, budget, or even the learning phase. And all of this plays a part in how effective that bid strategy will perform for you. Now, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 5 main bid strategies that are most commonly used and how you can apply them to your campaigns to get the best results. So getting straight into things, if your objective is to maximize conversion value, aka revenue, then you will want to focus on the maximize conversion value and target ROAS bid strategies. Now, starting with maximize conversion value, this is the optimal bid strategy if you simply just want to drive revenue from your campaigns. This will optimize your campaigns not for the quantity of conversions, but for the highest value of conversion. So let's say you have an e-commerce store. Using this bid strategy is going to focus on driving purchases from more expensive items rather than just cheaper, high quantity items that can be frequently sold. Now, this is perfect for e-commerce brands because it allows you to focus on driving revenue from your campaign. Now, a layer up from this where it gets more advanced is the target ROAS bid strategy. And this is where you are telling Google exactly the return on ad spend that you want from your campaigns. So for example, if you set your target ROAS bid strategy to 300%, you are telling Google explicitly for every dollar you spend, you want $3 back in return. And again, this is perfect for e-com businesses because you can plug in what is a profitable ROAS for your business. And then once you get this to work, ultimately scale up the budget from there. Again, this is the perfect bid strategy for e-com businesses because you can simply plug in the ROAS to make your business profitable, allow Google to adjust to this, and then simply start scaling up the budget from there. Ultimately, your campaigns will be printing money for you. Now, when it comes to using a target ROAS bid strategy, there are a few things that you need to be aware of. Now, the main one is simply being aware of the target ROAS level you set. Do not be too aggressive with this. If you set your target ROAS level too high, Google will ultimately be restrictive with your ads because it will find it or it will struggle to show your ads to the right people to hit that target. So ultimately, you're going to see a drop in traffic and a drop in performance. If you are going to use the TROAS bid strategy, you want to start with a realistic ROAS based upon the last 30 to 90 days of performance within your Google Ads account. From here, you can incrementally increase this from 15 to 20% every 4 to 7 days to see how far you can push your TROAS bid strategy while still being profitable. Okay, so moving on to the next set of bid strategies we are going to cover. These are your maximize conversions and target CPA. So starting with maximize conversions, this is a bid strategy that optimizes your budget towards getting as many conversions as possible from that campaign. This could be purchases, sign-ups, calls, you name it. A maximize conversions bid strategy will essentially use all of your budget or try to use all of your budget in order to achieve this goal. Now, one quick point to note when using this strategy, Google will actively try to spend all of your budget to maximize the amount of conversions it can get you. Now, this can result in CPAs fluctuating on a daily and weekly basis because some days it's simply not going to get you as many conversions, which is going to result in you spending more to acquire that customer or lead. Now, a max conversions bid strategy is actually the perfect bid strategy to use if you are just getting started with Google Ads. And that's because it allows you to build conversion data very quickly, which you can then pivot into a more advanced bid strategy, like a target CPA or a target ROAS. Okay, so now moving on to the target CPA bid strategy. This is similar to maximize conversions. However, you are telling Google how much you are willing to pay for a customer or your CPA. So for example, if you set your target CPA level at $50, Google will try and get you a conversion at $50 or less. Now, this is a much more efficient bid strategy versus max conversions, and this is also why it's slightly more advanced, because you are able to squeeze your budget more effectively to calculate how many conversions you want from your budget. Now, if you are starting out with a max conversions bid strategy, I would suggest only moving to a target CPA once you have around 50 to even 100 conversions. The reason why you want to do this is because Google now has a really good idea and full view image of who your ideal customer or lead is, and then it can optimize that against a specific CPA level. Now, similar to the target ROAS bid strategy, you want to be careful when using your target CPA bid strategy. What most people do is they set their target CPA level too low. And again, this will make your campaigns very restrictive and ultimately decrease the level of traffic coming from that campaign, because simply Google is going to struggle to get you a CPA in that range. Now, what you want to do is, again, base this CPA for this bid strategy on a 30 to 90 day range and then adjust it. So the last bid strategy that I want to talk about is manual CPCs. Now, this bid strategy is becoming a bit of a relic, but it has its place in certain situations. So the biggest and honestly one of the only advantages when it comes to using a manual CPC bid strategy is that you can control your bids in the Google Ads auction. And this is going to stop you or actively prevent Google from overpaying on your cost per clicks. Now, a few situations where manual CPC would make sense to apply, and that I've seen really good success with this in the past, is on branded search campaigns. Now, Google can tend to overcharge you on your branded campaigns using a smart bidding strategy. So using manual CPC is a great way to control it because the quality of traffic is generally already very good. What I also like to do is run an experiment and split test this across certain campaigns where I think Google is overcharging me for my client's CPC. Now, the downside of using manual CPCs is that you get none of the advantages that come with using smart bidding strategies. You see, smart bidding strategies on Google Ads go way beyond simply adjusting your bid for a click on a keyword. Smart bidding strategies factor in thousands, if not more, data points in real time to show your ad to the right person and adjust that bid in order to get them to perform a certain action. This includes things like a person's search intent, their purchase history, the time of day somebody's most likely to convert, and even the device they are searching on. Google factors in all of these things and more in real time constantly to get you the best results when you're using a smart bidding strategy. So now that we've broken down all of the main bid strategies in Google Ads, I want to cover some of the most common mistakes I've found people do so you can avoid them. So the first mistake is constantly switching bid strategies. You need to give Google enough time to go through something called the learning phase. And this is where Google is gathering data on your clicks, your conversions, your impressions, your search terms to understand who is an ideal person to show an ad to. What most people do is they don't give Google enough time to adequately go through the learning phase, and they switch bid strategies, which starts the learning phase all over again, and you're effectively confusing Google. Now, the learning phase can take anywhere from 5 to 7 days. I've even seen it go as long as 14 days, but my point is you want to give Google Ads enough breathing room to go through this learning phase so it can perform. The second point, and this is something we've touched on already, is setting your target ROAS or target CPA levels way too aggressively. Now, when you are setting these up, you want to keep it realistic. And by that, I mean basing it on historical data of what your Google Ads account has already achieved. Again, use 30 days, 60 days, 90 days of historical data. You know that your account can hit this. You're just now telling Google, I want you to consistently perform at this level. From there, you can incrementally improve your target ROAS or CPA level by about 15 to 20% every 4 to 7 days. And that way you're not shocking the system. You're gradually giving it more and more to play with. And this will result in you not shocking your campaigns and Google actually having the time to adjust to these new levels of TROAS or TCPA. Now, the last and biggest mistake I've seen people make when it comes to using bid strategies is assuming this is going to take care of everything and they never have to touch their campaigns again. Yes, smart bidding strategies are incredibly powerful, especially when applied correctly, but this is not a one-stop shop. You still need to be actively monitoring your search terms, your campaign structure. You need to be adjusting those bid strategies. It is not something that you can set and just expect Google to take care of the rest of. Okay, I really hope this video was helpful in showing you how Google Ads bid strategies work and understanding them at a deeper level. If you did like the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.